He was born in New York, built a criminal empire in Chicago. But when gangster Al Capone needed a getaway, this 1922 Miami villa is where he came.
We're currently at the infamous Chicago gangster's home, 93 Palm Island in Miami Beach, Florida. He lived here from 1928 till 1947 when he passed away. Al Capone had purchased this house through a middleman to avoid being detected. People thought that Capone was going to bring his gang warfare into Miami, and a lot of citizens were upset and didn't want him here. Al Capone spent approximately $100,000 in upgrades. A new 6-foot wall that went all around the compound, searchlights. He also put a guardhouse up to put his gangster bodyguards. He was a very wanted man by rival gangs. Many types of gangsters that walked here from Chicago, New York. We had Frank Nitti, we had Anthony Accardo, we had Rocco and Charlie Fischetti, his cousins. They would come here, especially in the late 40s. They came to see Al when he was ill. He lived with his wife May, his son Sonny Capone, his mother, his brothers would also come and stay over. In the early 1920s, it was having big parties in this place. You could see gangsters milling around the place. As he got older and more sick, he would be found fishing. I've always been a Capone historian. Found out that the truth was much better than the Hollywood fiction. My interest in this house is to bring me closer to Al Capone. I can't believe sometimes that he actually walked this ground, that he was in this house, had parties, enjoyed life, and I could just imagine him living the lifestyle of a crime czar. The grotto and the little bridge was supposed to be a focal point to entrance of all visitors. A lot of the Capone family would like to get in front of it and take pictures. Entirely made out of coral. There's seashell patterns, there's a waterfall. The bathroom, especially downstairs, reflects a lot on Al Capone's taste. Gold and black. This is Al Capone's famous 60,000-gallon pool. Al Capone spent his cold winters here swimming. You see old family photos of John Capone, Albert Capone jumping off the diving board. Only Al Capone had a pool this size in the whole island. A lot of the things that still remain are the water fountain, the arches. This is the famous Capone family crest that was placed on top of their fireplace. Upstairs is an opulent bathroom that reflects the times of 1928, where the family could go to take a shower after jumping into the salt water. Here in 1929, February 14, during the St. Valentine's Day massacre, he was conveniently visiting the DA's office in Miami to have himself an ironclad alibi. Al Capone bought this house at approximately $50,000 back in 1928. Even after he died, the government kept coming after his wife to pay for these income taxes that they owed, and they held the house as collateral. Finally, they relented and let her sell the house, in which she did back in 1952. She sold it for $64,000. I think that the price of the house is valid for the reason of the historical value and why Al Capone lived here, and I think it's well worth it. If you're a history buff, he'd probably say, oh boy, and they said I had a racket.